Out of Fulton County, where Polk police are on the hunt for the person who shot and killed a man outside a local hospital.
It happened inside a parking deck outside the labor and delivery wing of Northside Hospital. And as soon as they heard the shots, hospital officials put that building on lockdown.
Bambino III never met his second child because on that day he walked to his car, which was parked in the parking deck of the maternity ward in the early evening. And as he sat in the driver's seat of his car, two men approached without saying a word, without uttering a sound. They fired multiple shots into the back of his car.
Eldorado Red came up inside the Lil Phat incident and stuff like that, and he was actually snatched up and released and stuff, couldn't be convicted or pent up on nothing like that. And he also came up inside this whole dilemma that we got with Bambino Gold.
All right, look, we gonna set the scene right. Montgomery, Alabama, hot summer, blocks smelling like cut grass and gunpowder memories. 2012, Eldorado and Bambino Gold in the booth, rapping the day in Ridgecrest. That ain't no polished industry handshake, nah, that's two dudes repping the same mud, letting the world peep inside their background. Sound gritty, feel gritty. That joint like a hood yearbook, straight snapshots of what's going down where they from. That record low key gonna be foreshadowing, but don't nobody catch it yet. I'll fast forward just a little. June 7, 2012, Sandy Springs, Georgia, Northside Hospital. Bruh, this ain't no back alley setup. This ain't no trap house gone bad. This a hospital parking lot. Elvin Vanell III, rap name Lil Phat, sitting in his whip, and boom, shots ring off. Windows shatter, and homie slumps right there in front of the whole damn world. Sirens cut the air, blue lights point to the pavement. Cameras start swarming, folks running through the lot like, damn, not here, not like this. You expect baby being born in that spot, not a rapper getting sent to the morgue. That's the type of irony the streets laugh at, but it's that cold, disrespectful laugh that make your stomach drop. Words start spinning like crazy after that. Rumors hitting like Terrence Bud Crawford. That's whispering about stolen green, bad dope deals, money beefs, all them backdoor shits that turn into full-blown shootouts. People saying ex-hoopers mixed up in it. Hustlers playing both sides, and the internet tossing Eldorado Red's name in the blender like it's Tony SATIRE season. Ain't no SoundCloud rapper gossip, nah. This time the chatter floating into them police folders. That's when they start being street talk and start being evidence talk. Some don't even fade out before them boys in stew start building their chessboard. May 2013 hit, and boom, a Fulton County grand jury came through like, yeah, we got names. They ain't even whispering no more. They stamping indictments. And smack in the middle, Gary Eldorado Red Bradford. Feds tried to say homie wasn't spitting balls. He was conducting business moves dirtier than them young thug leaked jail calls. They stacking murder charges, conspiracy charges, gang activity, like they trying to make a gangster rap song out of paperwork. And check this, whole system moving like it's trying to get a record deal too, quoting his lyrics like it's scripture. Imagine a DA in a tie reading rap bars in a dry ass voice, acting like he just cracked the Da Vinci Code. That's comedy if it wasn't so deadly. I fast forward a little more. August 2014, trial time, jury box full, prosecutor polished up, defense squad playing damage control. This ain't no Netflix courtroom drama. This the real joint where they decide if you breathing fresh air or still prison funk from them jail cells. They line up everybody, the so-called trigger man, the two dudes who drove, the ones who planned, the state pointing fingers like 6ix9ine at the Treyway trial. Verdict come down heavy for the alleged shooter, life no parole, straight coffin sentence. For Eldorado Red, jury don't tag him with the murder. He dodged that charge, but hold up, the system ain't letting them slide out clean. They smacked that boy with conspiracy to commit a crime and participation in criminal street gang activity. Judge looked down like he announcing lotto numbers. 25 years. Whole courtroom exhale like, damn. See them gang charges in Georgia? That's a cheat code for the prosecution. prosecution. You catch one little charge and they slap gang activity on top, turning a light charge into a heavyweight felony package. Streets know that, lawyers know that, but juries, they eat it up like free samples. Eldorado standing there not guilty on murder, still shackled with a quarter-century sentence. That's like beating the final boss in a video game just to find out the game was on easy mode anyway. So boom, 2014 hit him like a freight train. 25 years on the scoreboard. Eldorado Red sitting there like, damn, I died the murder rap just to get stuck with gang charges. Georgia gang laws don't play fair, homie. They like buy one, get one free. Except what you get free is more time on the yard. Judge slammed that gavel and the state acted like they just dropped a double platinum album. That boy got shipped off. Prison doors closed behind him. And that calendar started moving slow. Days in that stretch longer than church sermons when you already hungry. But Eldorado, he hold tight. Whole time he ain't bending, he ain't breaking, he ain't pointing fingers at nobody. Paperwork clean, jacket clean, streets peep that. Ain't no whispers about snitching, cause the man ain't do it, period. Here's where it twists up. He's sitting in there fighting them charges on appeal. Or just go back in the lab, flipping through them law books like big face hundreds, and they find a crack in the system. By 2017, first slide out, Eldorado not doing no 25 years. Nah, them gang charges overturned. That whole gang activity stamp they tried to glue on him, peeled right off. The state wanted to paint him as some criminal kingpin, but the higher courts wasn't rocking with that narrative. So instead of watching the seasons change 25 times, Eldorado back out after a little over 4 years. He hit them streets with an ankle monitor shining like a nice out Rolex. And yo, the hood clowned that boy heavy on that monitor. But at the same time, respect was high. He ain't fool, he ain't rat. He stood 10 toes down and came back home earlier than anybody thought possible. System tried to give him a quarter century, but the law flipped the mat. That's like the judge writing 25 on the board and the appeals court pulling up with an eraser like, nah fam, try again. So Eldorado touched down. 2017, anchor monitor blinking, whole city watching, streets buzzing like damn, homie beat the 25, back out moving around. But before folks even finish celebrating that comeback, the air get heavy again. November 2017, news hit Alabama like a gut punch. Bambino Gold, his cousin Kendrick Stokes, both vanished for 2 weeks. Old Montgomery humming with worry, like when you hear gunshots but ain't sure where they coming from. People praying, searching, calling, but no good news coming through.
We're learning new details about the moments before a local rapper vanished while on a trip out of town. Police say the rapper Bambino Gold, whose real name is Edward Reeves, disappeared this week. He went with his cousin to Montgomery, Alabama. Channel 2's Audrey Washington spoke with the rapper's girlfriend.
The search for local rapper Bambino Gold and his cousin is intensifying. The 29-year-old, whose real name is Edward Reeves, hasn't been seen or heard from since Sunday.
He's a loving person, and I really do miss him.
These are some pictures we obtained from the rapper's Instagram page and video of him from an interview on YouTube where he discussed the time a bullet pierced his face.
While he was shooting, I was looking, and one arm hit me in my face.
His girlfriend tells me that Reeves and his cousin, 30-year-old Kendrick Stokes, left southwest Atlanta for Montgomery, Alabama at around 4 Sunday evening. She says they went to the Ridgecrest area of Montgomery to visit a friend and were supposed to return a few days later. Friday, I spoke with her by phone about the last conversation she had with the rapper.
He seemed fine. It was nothing. It didn't seem like nothing was wrong with him.
She says when both Reeves and Stokes stopped answering their phones and posting on social media, she filed a missing persons report. Do you remember what he was wearing at all?
Yes, he was wearing a white T-shirt. He had on dark denim jeans and some Timberland boots. Kendrick Stokes, his cousin who with him, he had on a white T-shirt and some jogging pants.
I called Montgomery detectives. They say Kendrick Stokes and Edward Reeves were last seen in a white Honda CRV like this one with Georgia tags. Police now ask anyone with information to please call Crime Stoppers. As for fans of Bambino Gold, they're posting their concerns on social media. His girlfriend tells me she has no other choice right now but to keep the faith. And what's your biggest concern? What's your biggest fear with all this?
I try not to think about nothing like wrong. I'm trying to think positive about the situation.
In southwest Atlanta, Audrey Washington, Channel 2 Action News.
And they find them. Both bodies dumped out in the Macon County woods. Cold, homicides, family broken, and the block just sitting there numb.
Body has been found in Macon County, Alabama, and authorities now saying they are investigating this as a murder. News Leader 9's Chandler Morgan is off of County Road 113 in Macon County live tonight with more. And Chandler, what can you tell us about the body and what has happened?
Well, Barbara, I got off the phone with the sheriff's office and they tell me their investigation led them to this wooded area just behind me. We're on County Road 13 over in Macon County, Alabama. They say that a passerby discovered the body around 4:40 this afternoon. This is in Hardaway, Alabama, about a mile and a half from Highway 80 West, just past a residential area. But that's where the coroner found and sheriff's office found a male pronounced dead at 5:30 this evening. An autopsy will be done by the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences, and State Bureau of Investigation is taking over the case. Now, the fingerprint team was called to the scene. They do not know how long the body had been there, but they say that it had started to decay. As you said, they found the body clothed, and they do not know if foul play was suspected. But since then, I have spoken to the sheriff's office. They tell me that this is a murder investigation, so the homicide unit of the sheriff's office is taking over. They do not know who this person is, this male. They're trying to identify him, so they're asking anyone with information on the case to contact the sheriff's office. For now, live in Macon County, Alabama, Chandler Morgan for WTBM News, Leader 9.
He this right here, this where Eldorado name came back up into the picture. This was his so-called brother in music, his day one collaborator. Remember back in 2012, a day in Ridgecrest? That was a no casual collab. That was two Montgomery soldiers repping the dirt they come from. And one of them gone, laid in the ground before his time. That track turned into a memorial overnight. Laid now, and it don't sound like flexing. It sound like ghost talking. Reporters was folding a news cycle. Cops hunting for leads, and everybody whispering theories. The truth moved slow. All stayed hushed, still asking for tips months later. Streets stayed restless, cause when one of your orders get took, it don't feel like the music stopped. It feel like the whole hood got muted. For Eldorado, timing is wild. He just stepped out the pen, still dealing with his own storm. Then boom, Bambino Gold gone. That connection between them solidified in tragedy. Ain't no way to erase that bond. Every ball they ever laid together sound like a eulogy now. Eldorado back outside, but don't get it twisted. Being free don't mean life sweet. He's stepping back into a rap game that moves faster than a scammer on Wi-Fi. New faces everywhere, new sounds, clout chasing at an all-time high. But Eldorado, that dirt still on his shoes. He letting the world know, yeah, I'm still here. How some fans cheering like a hometown hero, like he David, this Dodge Goliath in court. But others side-eyeing, wondering how he back so quick after 25-year bid. But others low-key saying him and Alley Boy may have had something to do with Bambino. That's the streets for you. One minute they screaming free bro, the next minute they lawyers with no degree. But facts solid, he ain't snitch, he ain't fool. His charges got overturned. That's appeal work, not paperwork dirt. Every interview he do, he pressing the same point. He tried to bury him with time, but he dug his way out legal, not dirty. To him, it's proof the system ain't perfect. I'll try to flip your rap persona into a conviction. Courtrooms quoting your lyrics like they gospel, but when the appeals court actually look at the law, whole case crumble like stale cornbread. By the time the dust settled, Eldorado Red standing in that strange middle ground. Beat a murder rap, he beat them gang charges, but the scars still stand. Please don't forget you sat in a cage. Industry don't forget your name was in them headlines. And don't forget this year, Bambino Gold laid down before the world could see how far his voice would travel. So peep gang, this the crazy part right here. His story got all the makings of a hood myth, but it's stamped in court documents, not barbershop talk. 2012 collab dropped with Bambino. Same year, Lil Phat gets smoked outside Northside Hospital. 2013, grand jury papers drop his name. 2014, jury said nah on the murder, but yeah on that conspiracy and gang wave. 25 years, he touched the yard, he fight appeal. 2017, charges overturned. He back out a little over 4 calendars. Ankle monitor buzzing. Weeks later, November, Bambino gone. 2 bodies in the woods. Old state tripping. Now when folks speak on him, ain't no snitch jacket on his back. That ain't the narrative. What they say is he went head up with the system. The system swung and he ducked it without pointing to nobody. Came home, held his name, kept Ridgecrest stamped in his balls, all while the murder of Bambino hang over his head like a storm cloud. And yo, peep the irony. The state tried to make him the face of rap equals crime, but the same system that gave him 25 had to double back and take it off. That's like losing a dice game and then finding out homie was using loaded cubes. The higher up said run that back, and suddenly the numbers didn't add up no more. So what's left is story where the punchline ain't jokes. It's real life body counts and court transcripts. People gonna debate them forever. Some haters, some believers, but ain't nobody erasing the murders of Lil Phat and Bambino. At the end of the day, Eldorado's name in 2 places at once. On them Ridgecrest records with Bambino Gold, and in them Fulton County court files. One side music, one side murder. Together they tell the same story. When you from the dirt, life gonna test if you built for it.